In the huge villa, the cries of 3 children were particularly noisy, which normal family can have 3 sons. Only the female lead, Su Qing, could. My name is Sue Bauer, and the children crying are my sons, although not biological. In the past, I would have gently separated them and educated them, but the dream I had last night took away all my mood. In the dream, I discovered that I was just a character in a book. I would diligently educate my devilish sons, nurturing them to become successful. Then my illegitimate half-sister, Su Qing, would return, first taking over my husband, and then taking over the sons I had raised. The more I thought about it, the angrier I became. When had Sue Bauer ever suffered such treatment? That illegitimate child, Su Qing, if her mother hadn't climbed into my dad's bed, my parents wouldn't have had such a strained relationship for so many years. Fortunately, today is only the 3rd day since I married into this family. My losses haven't been too severe yet. I rubbed my forehead and then saw the housekeeper looking at me with an impatient expression. Madam, if you hadn't failed to prepare breakfast for the young masters today, they wouldn't be crying like this. You should have comforted them earlier. Otherwise, Master will be angry when he returns. The most infuriating thing happened. What kind of wife gets up at 6 in the morning to make breakfast? The key is that I was so love-struck for the past 2 days that I actually made breakfast for 2 days straight. Anyone who didn't know better would think my family had gone bankrupt and that I had married into a poor family. What's the use of a loving breakfast? In the dream, I diligently made breakfast for the 3 little ones. But what happened? Their biological mother just sent them a few days of homemade lunches, and the children forgave her. Qin Shu Hong went bankrupt. I picked up my coffee and took a sip. The housekeeper frowned, looking disapproving. Madam, Master's company's stock price has risen quite a bit in the past few days. How could he possibly be bankrupt? The next second, I slammed the cup heavily on the table. Since the Qin family hasn't gone bankrupt, does that mean the Qin family can't even afford a nanny? What kind of wife gets up at 6 in the morning to make breakfast? Our Su family isn't that destitute. The housekeeper's face turned from green to white, looking very unsightly. My mood was refreshed, and I continued to watch the 3 children cry. These 3 children are all in kindergarten and don't even have proper names. Just called Big Treasure, Second Treasure, and Third Treasure. The reason they're crying today is that I didn't make them breakfast this morning. Third Treasure's crying was already subsiding, which wouldn't do. I immediately encouraged him, saying, Third Treasure, look how loudly your brothers are crying. Why did you stop? Upon hearing this, Third Treasure immediately continued crying. The housekeeper was at his wit's end and went outside to make a phone call behind my back. I looked at the housekeeper's back, and I bet he was going to complain to Qin Shu Hong. These 3 children are usually the most mischievous. During the day, they bully me, ordering me to do this and that for them, and even scolding me for being eager to serve them. When Qin Shu Hong comes home at night, they complain that I bully and mistreat them. I have to let Qin Shu Hong know the true faces of his precious sons. Crying. That's how your luck is being cried away. When your dad and I have a child, I definitely won't raise them like you. The 3 children immediately stopped crying when they heard me say that. The 3 little heads were huddled together, clearly plotting something mischievous. Before long, I saw them go upstairs. According to what I dreamed, they must be planning to pour dirty water. Not long after, Qin Shu Hong returned in a rage. I greeted him with a smile from the sofa. Honey, why are you back so early? Is the company closed? You, Sue Bauer, how dare you? I've only married you into this family for a few days, and you've already started abusing the children. Qin Shu Hong received a call from the housekeeper, who told him that I didn't make breakfast for the children and made them cry. So he rushed back in a hurry. Damn man. He starts accusing me as soon as he gets back. Which wife makes her own breakfast? Is the family so poor that they can't even afford a nanny? I looked at him innocently, with a blank expression. Honey, what are you talking about? I didn't lay a finger on the children. Then why didn't you make breakfast for the kids? Look at how much they've been crying. As Qin Shi Huang spoke, he walked towards me and stood in front of me. I covered my mouth and exclaimed, "No way. Is the Qin family so poor that they can't even afford a nanny? They actually want me, the wife, to cook." "No. The family is very well off." Qin Shi Huang interrupted me. "You were the one who cooked the past 2 days. Why didn't you do it today?" Good grief. I only cooked for 2 days. And he really thinks it's a matter of course to order me around. I slapped him in the face and started yelling first. "Since there's a nanny in the house, you can let the nanny cook. If I cook once in my Sioux family, my parents will praise me for a whole day. I married you. How dare you make me cook every day?" After giving him that slap, I felt much better. Just then, I heard the triplets' footsteps and immediately got up from the sofa and hid far away. Qin Shi Huang was stunned after being slapped. When he saw me hiding, he thought I was guilty, but he didn't expect a basin of water to fall from the sky, pouring all over his head. Luckily, I dodged quickly. This water is really dirty, and it smells sour. Wait, this seems to be kitchen swill. I wasn't the only one who realized this fact. Qin Shi Huang did too. The triplets saw that they had splashed the wrong person and quickly ran downstairs. I took the opportunity to say, "Didn't you say I was abusing your sons? This is what your sons are doing at home. See for yourself who's bullying whom." The triplets heard me complaining and saw Qin Zuhang's ugly expression, and realized they had done something wrong. "Which one of you did it?" The triplets looked at each other. And finally the second child stood up. The third, the little fatty standing at the back, took a step forward, and Qin Shi Huang realized he had called the wrong name. "Firstborn. How could you do this?" The firstborn pouted, almost crying. I couldn't help but laugh. Some father he is. Although the triplets look very alike, I was able to tell them apart after being married into the family for only 2 days. Qin Shi Huang has been their father for 5 years and still can't tell the 3 children apart, which shows how little attention he pays to them. "Dad, don't you like me anymore?" The second child got anxious when he saw Qin Shi Huang calling the other 2. "But not him. It's not that he doesn't like you. He just can't tell the 3 of you apart. It's hilarious. And he's supposed to be your own father." With just one sentence, I made 3 men cry for me. The power of triplets crying is immense. In the end, Qin Shi Huang not only couldn't scold the triplets, but had to coax them. I watched Qin Shi Huang coax the 3 children and sneaked upstairs to take a nap. They're not my kids. Why should I feel sorry for them? Let their own parents feel sorry for them. After coaxing the children, Qin Shi Huang quickly went to take a shower. After washing 3 times, the swill smell finally faded a bit. Only then did he want to find me, but he found that I was already asleep. This made him extremely angry, and he immediately sought out a lawyer to file for divorce. Coincidentally, I woke up when they were discussing it, so I went to eavesdrop. "You're saying you wanted divorce after being married for 3 days?" Qin Shi Huang nodded impatiently. "Yes. This woman is so vicious. The children are so young, and she won't even cook for them. Today when I came home, I found that my 3 children had become very naughty." Silence. Besides silence, I don't know what to say. No wonder I can't be the main character. My thinking is too normal. Anyone who didn't know better would think I have the power to make children naughty in just 3 days. The lawyer was also speechless, with a "Are you serious?" look on his face. "Then how do you plan to divide the property in this divorce?" "Of course she gets nothing. She's the one at fault." "The one at fault? I haven't even held him accountable for having 3 illegitimate children. And he dares to say I'm the one at fault. In the end, the lawyer was rendered speechless by Chen Shuhong. What are you even thinking? Not to mention that you revealed you had illegitimate children before, causing the stock price to plummet. Later, when you got married, the Su family gave you several project investments, and your company's stock price rebounded. The investment money hasn't even arrived yet. And you want to divorce their daughter and leave her with nothing. After you divorce, see who else will marry you. Your company's stock price will be lucky not to plummet into the Pacific Ocean. How could I have a client like you? I even bought your company's stock. Damn it. I'm done. I'm selling the stock right now. The lawyer slammed the documents on the table, cursed, and pushed open the door. Only to see me. I gave an awkward smile and made way. Who knew the lawyer would look at me sympathetically and shake his head? You should make plans for yourself early. Of course. I need to make plans for myself. If it weren't for Chen Shuhong having money, who would want to marry this second-hand man? Divorcing him now would be too easy on him. I thought about the plot in my dream. A few years later, Su Qing will return. Chen Shuhong still has a conscience. He divorced me for Su Qing's sake, and paid a large sum of money as compensation during the divorce, giving me most of his wealth. I can divorce him now, but the money I get will definitely not be as much as later. I thought about it. I can't do business anyway. Otherwise my dad wouldn't have found me a capable man to marry. I'd rather wait for my illegitimate half-sister to come back, and then I can leave with the money. However, before that, I can't let this dog man have an easy time. Chen Shuhong looked extremely guilty when he saw me. You just now what? Has your company's stock price recovered? Chen Shuhong subconsciously replied. No. If it hasn't, why are you still at home? Hurry up and do your work. Really? How did I marry such an incompetent man? My cousin's husband is much more motivated than you. I'm really unlucky. No wonder he likes to belittle me so much. It turns out he feels so good after belittling me. In my dreams, he has belittled me more than once or twice. I admire myself for being so persistent with him in my dreams. Chen Shuhong was scolded by me to go to work, probably because he was unwilling. He invited his mother, my mother-in-law, over the next day. I'm really speechless. He resorts to external help when he can't play anymore. After I woke up, I saw my love-brained mother-in-law, and my head got bigger. There can't be anyone in this world more love-brained than her. Mother Chen sat gracefully on the sofa waiting for me. It is said that she is very normal when she is alone. The triplets probably found someone to rely on, and made faces at me one by one. I cursed in my heart. The villain is proud. Mother Chen and my mother are actually best friends. They had a very good relationship when they were young. Later, my dad had an illegitimate daughter, and the relationship between my mom and my dad broke down. Mother Chen and Father Chen have always had a good relationship, because Mother Chen has always been love-brained. In my dreams, she didn't persuade me to be a good wife and mother. I can't say she's a bad person. She's always done this herself, honestly serving Father Chen every day. In front of Chen Shuhong, she allows her son to order her around. I suddenly had an idea. What if Mother Chen finds a second spring? Wouldn't this family be more interesting? Mother Chen saw me and showed a smile. Bauer. Shuhong called me and said the children missed me, so I came to see them. I can't slap a smiling face. So I said with a smile, Mom, I actually miss you too. You don't know. These 3 children and Shuhong always say that I don't take good care of them. So, I think you are more experienced. So I will leave the children to you. Who is willing to take care of children? As long as you can endure hardship, you will have endless hardship in this life. After saying this, I picked up my bag and went shopping. As soon as I thought that after Su Qing comes back, this money will all be hers, I felt uncomfortable. I might as well spend the money now. Buy myself some bags and jewelry. When we get divorced, Qin Shi Huang will definitely be too embarrassed to ask for these things back, and he'll get a bigger share of the assets. I didn't expect to run into Su Qing's best friend, Jiang Wenwen, at the mall. Oh, if it isn't Su Bauer, eager to be the mistress. What's wrong? Don't have to stay home and serve your husband. All right. I can't bully my husband, but I can bully a bad woman, right? Are you jealous? Well, I can spend Chen Zuheng's money however I want now, so you should be jealous. Saying that, I waved to the sales assistant. Wrap up everything this lady picked out earlier. For me, Jiang Wenwen's face changed. She had spent a long time choosing the bag in her hand, which was both reasonably priced and attractive. She would have to buy a lot of accessories to even be allowed to buy that bag. Su Bauer, don't push it too far. You stole Su Qing's husband, drove her abroad, and you're still bullying people like this. Aren't you ashamed? My expression turned cold, and my voice was icy. I stole her husband. Are you kidding me? She seduced my fiancé, had children hoping to secure her position, and then scurried off abroad on her own. I didn't even mind that she slept with a used man, but she's blaming me first. And you're the same kind of person as Su Qing, with the same dirty blood flowing in your veins. Cheap and worthless. Su Qing and Jiang Wenwen are both illegitimate daughters. They are well matched. No wonder they get along so well. You stole your own sister's husband and children, and you still think you're right. Jiang Wenwen is most afraid of others mentioning her status as an illegitimate daughter. Now that this status has been exposed in front of everyone, how could she not be anxious? I chuckled and said, "Thanks for reminding me." The triplets Su Qing left behind saved me from having to give birth at all. Anyway, those 3 children are now under my name. Aren't they my children? Even if the judge comes, these 3 children will have to provide for me in my old age. Jiang Wenwen was so angered by my shameless remarks that she couldn't speak. In the end, she could only watch me strut away with her beloved bag. My statements in the mall quickly reached Chen Zuheng's ears, and he called me over, wanting to lecture me. I didn't expect to see Jiang Wenwen at Chen Zuheng's company. I looked at the decor in his office. I must say, Chen Zuheng's performance as a domineering CEO is different from those in novels. At least this man has some basic male virtues. Just a little. Not much. Others might still put things related to their ex-girlfriends in their office or study at home, but Chen Zuheng's place is really clean. Nothing at all. So I can't find anything to nitpick. Unable to find anything to nitpick. I had no choice but to sit on the sofa in Chen Zuheng's office and make myself a cup of tea. So, what did you call me here for? Chen Shuhong coughed twice, trying to make the matter sound a bit more serious. I heard you had a conflict with Jiang Wenwen at the mall. His tone was certain. I frowned. How did he know about this? I thought of Jiang Wenwen, whom I had just seen. Did Jiang Wenwen run to him to complain? Thinking of this possibility, I immediately got angry. This dog of a man actually dared to have contact with other women behind my back. I didn't care when he was messing around with Su Qing before, because we didn't have any relationship back then. Now that we are legally husband and wife, he actually messes around with other women behind my back. I feel like I'm wearing a green hat. Yes, I had a conflict with Jiang Wenwen at the mall. I bullied her. I admitted it straightforwardly, and Chen Shuhong couldn't believe it. You're just admitting it like that. Shouldn't you refute me a little? I sneered. What should I refute? You're not afraid of having contact with other women behind my back. So what am I afraid of? Chen Shuhong guiltily touched his nose, his handsome face unable to hide his embarrassment. Jiang Wenwen is my secretary now. I saw her crying at work. So I just asked her a question. Oh. I deliberately drew out the sound to mock him. Didn't Su Qing entrust her to you before she went abroad? Not only did she entrust her child to you, but also her best friend. How can you be like this? You married Su Qing's sister and are still entangled with Su Qing's best friend. Qin Shuhong felt extremely guilty and slammed the table hard. Su Bauer. What nonsense are you talking about? Jiang Wenwen and I just have a working relationship. Well, he's slamming the table at me. Isn't that scolding me? Am I the kind of person who gets scolded? Am not. I immediately slammed the table even harder. Qin Shuhong, why are you yelling at me? Is this the attitude you should have when talking to me? 3 seconds later, the table fell apart and crashed to the ground. Qin Zuhang's expression changed immediately. His greatest advantage is that he can bend and stretch. And he's not stubborn at all. If we were to rank them, he should be the most flexible CEO in the CEO world. Right. After all, his assets are not as much as other CEOs. Su Bauer. Calm down. You're trying to murder your husband. I snorted coldly. Qin Shuhong doesn't even know why my dad was willing to marry me off to him. He thinks I really like him, and my dad values his future development. Actually, it's not just that. Because I'm too strong. I've broken the tables at home more than once, and my parents have always kept it a secret. My parents were afraid that I wouldn't be able to marry in the future, or that the man I found wouldn't be capable. And Qin Shuhong just fell in the middle of these two things. He's capable, but not too strong-willed, which is perfect for me. In the end, Qin Shuhong gave me a card, which appeased me, and I left satisfied. Once again, I feel it's not worth it for my love-brained behavior back then. Isn't this kind of carefree life good now? I actually had to cook for him for 2 days. What bad luck. Ever since Qin Shuhong gave me this card as insurance, I find him a bit more pleasing to the eye. But he actually dared to lie on my bed and even wanted to sleep with me. This day, I had just finished showering when I saw Qin Shuhong lying on my bed in his pajamas. Bao bao. When we got married, I was busy with work and didn't spend enough time with you. Now it's time to make it up to you. What an oily guy. As if anyone doesn't know what he's thinking. He just wants to have sex with me, which is a bit annoying. I was originally thinking we could live in peace, just with a little bit of noise. But now he has such thoughts. It seems I should divorce him as soon as possible, seeing that I didn't say anything. Qin Shuhong thought I was acquiescing and tried to pick me up. I threw him to the ground and went to the guest room with my little pig pillow. I don't know if it was because his self-esteem was hurt, but he started having an affair. The most obvious sign is that his cologne has become stronger lately. I hate the smell because it's very similar to the scent on Su Qing. Su Qing is abroad now, and according to the novel's plot, she won't be back anytime soon. Actually, I don't care how many women Qin Shuhong has around him, since I don't have much affection for him anyway. The only reason I made him breakfast before was to learn more about his family. It's not like I married into his family to cook for them. Now that I had that dreaming that my compromising didn't lead to a good ending, I naturally don't plan to hide my true nature anymore. For me, Qin Shuhong can cheat, but it definitely shouldn't be this blatant. He should be feeling guilty, but instead, he's become even worse. This day, I looked at the lipstick stain on his collar with a dark face, and I felt that sometimes there's no need to endure. The anger from this incident reached its peak when Qin Shuhong came into my room wanting to have sex with me. After I smashed a table, Qin Shuhong obediently came to the study with me. Divorce. I really can't stand you anymore. Qin Shuhong was stunned and said angrily. Su Bauer. What do you mean? You want a divorce just like that? What about the stock prices of our two families? What broken stock prices? That's something their men should worry about. My dad thinks I don't have the talent for business. So he wants me to marry a man and rely on my husband to support the family. If it were someone else, they might fight back. But indifferent. I really planned to just lie flat like this. When I was a kid, I was unwilling to be behind in my studies and always wanted to be number one. Later, I realized that with math, if you don't know it, you just don't know it. There's nothing to study. Then I discovered the benefits of lying flat. I'm already good enough. I don't have to work so hard. That's why I was willing to marry Qin Shuhong, even if he was messing around with my illegitimate half-sister before the wedding. I could accept it. Wasn't it good that everyone was living in peace? The cooperation between the Su and Qin families, making both families bigger and stronger, is a good thing. But it should definitely not be a good thing achieved by sacrificing me. I don't care if you go out to meet your little mistress, indulging in extravagance, but don't touch me. I find you disgusting. Also, my reputation must not be ruined. Qin Shuhong's eyes turned red instantly, and he wished he could strangle me, but he calmed down when he saw the teacup I was playing with in my hand. Su Bauer. I have been keeping myself pure since I married you. This is true. The male lead always has one characteristic. He is pure and doesn't touch anyone except the female lead. I also admire Qin Shuhong. In my dream, he has a hot wife like me and a pure Jiang Wenwen. But he can actually keep his chastity. Just for this, I don't want to break up the official pairing. I took out the divorce agreement and put it on the table. All right. What's our relationship? Just sign it as soon as possible. I know you want to stabilize the stock price. They'll continue to play the loving couple with you later. Qin Shuhong didn't even look at it and tore it up directly. Tisk. What a wasteful thing. Luckily, I printed several copies. I put a stack of divorce agreements on the table. Tear it up. And remember to sign after tearing it up. In the end, Qin Shuhong did not sign, but left in a rage. I really don't understand what he's thinking. I feel a little regretful. After all, I can't use force to make him sign. It won't sound good if it gets out. Since I proposed the divorce, Qin Shuhong has started to change his strategy. He hopes his mother can persuade me. In fact, I'm not afraid of Qin Shuhong. I'm really a little afraid of Mother Qin. What kind of normal person would watch such a cheesy drama like The Road to Mother? Actually, it's not that it's cheesy, but the values and outlook on life in it are unbearable for someone like me who has been spoiled since childhood. Not to mention that I don't have a younger brother. Even if I did, I can't imagine my mother would wrong me to raise my younger brother. Not only brainwashing me with the idea of valuing sons over daughters, but also demanding that men be the priority in everything. Get out of here. I feel disgusted just looking at it. But Mother Qin enjoys watching this kind of drama and often discusses the plot with me, making it impossible for me to fall asleep when I could have. What a wonderful drama. What a wonderful woman. To this, I can only express that each generation has its own persistence. Maybe this drama is the persistence of their generation. But I really can't appreciate it. Can you please not harm me, Mom? I'm a little sleepy. I'll go to sleep first. I was just about to slip away when Mother Qin pulled me back. Mother Qin sighed heavily and said to me earnestly, Bauer, I've watched you grow up, so I have to tell you something. Here it comes. Here it comes. She's starting with her story. Mother Qin began to tell me about the situation when she first married into the Qin family. Back then, I didn't have the conditions you have now. When I first married into the Qin family, my mother-in-law tormented me all day long. And my husband didn't care about me. He even found women outside. I asked sincerely, then didn't you beat him up? Mother Qin shook her head and said, how can you think like that? A good woman can't do that. Later, I had countless injections before I finally gave birth to Shuhong. And only then did I gain status in the family. I wholeheartedly served my in-laws and took good care of the children. And he finally came around. See, haven't I finally made it through? How should I put it? Sometimes physical attacks are really not as powerful as mental attacks. Like now. I am quite shocked by my mother-in-law's statement. I carefully looked at her face and found that she really didn't seem to be forcing herself at all. It's obvious that she's truly proud of it. How about this? Bow bow. You follow me these few days, and I'll teach you properly, I said with a forced smile. Mom, how did you live such a life? In our family, my mom never did anything like this. My grandma was very good to my mom. She never said that she had to have a boy. And she gave me more lucky money during the new year than she gave to my other brothers. My dad never let my mom do these chores. He always said that he earns money outside. And my mom should spend money at home. A man who can't let his wife live a good life is a waste. The smile on Chen's mother's face froze. And she said timidly, You can't say that. We women should only focus on supporting our husbands and raising our children well, so that we will have someone to take care of us when we get old. But I don't see Chen Shuhong taking you in to take care of you in your old age. He just hired a few nannies for you. And you still do most of the work at home. Mom, what takes care of you in your old age is money. In the end. Chen's mother seemed a little dazed. I knew she had taken my words to heart. The fish is hooked. And now there's a good show to watch. After getting married, I should have returned to my parents' home with my husband on the third day. But there was a little accident in between. So we're only going back today. And Chen Shuhong has honestly returned from the company. But the triplets insisted on following us, saying they wanted to see their maternal grandfather. The triplets had seen my dad many times when they were with Su Qing. As soon as I saw their eyes, I knew they definitely didn't have good intentions. I also knew I couldn't stop them from going back, because Chen Shuhong agreed, making my situation very difficult. The children are still young. It's normal for them to miss their maternal grandfather. So let's take them along. Okay. I smashed a table on the spot. Then I smiled gently. Husband, I think you're right. The children are still young. If they do something wrong, it must be the adults' problem. And I'll find the adults to solve the problem then. Chen Shuhong and the triplets shuddered in unison and nodded like chickens pecking rice. On the way back, because we brought the triplets, we simply didn't let the driver drive and drove ourselves. I was still a little angry. So I directly snatched the driver's seat and drove to our house at the fastest speed that wasn't illegal. After getting out of the car, all four of us threw up. My mom knew I was coming back and was waiting for me at the door early. She looked a little confused when she saw the scene. Mom. The children at home said they missed my dad, so I brought them back to see him. My mom has disliked Su Qing for a long time. So naturally, she doesn't like her children either. Her expression is indifferent. If this were in my dream, the triplets would have already started causing trouble. In my dream, when I returned home after the wedding, the triplets insisted on coming along. Then, behind my back, they contacted Su Qing's mother and brought her with them. And in front of everyone, they accused me of mistreating them, embarrassing my mom and me greatly. Now, with my force deterring them, the triplets obediently greeted my mom and sat on the sofa to play, afraid that I would hit them if I was displeased. Chen Shuhong is chatting with my dad about business, and my mom and I are drinking tea together. Sure enough, force is still effective. In my dream, I actually thought of using love to influence them. How much of an old blood clot do I have to be to have such an idea? My mom is still worried about me, pulling me aside to ask questions. Mom, don't worry. When have I ever been wronged? After I marry into the Chen family, they will have to treat me like royalty. My mom still glanced at the triplets with concern, hinting, you and Shuhong aren't young anymore. Shouldn't you have a child of your own? My mom always thinks men are unreliable. But your own child will definitely be useful. Actually, I don't have much disgust for the triplets. I only have disgust for Su Qing. Su Qing's mother gave my dad drugs herself and took the opportunity to sleep with him. My dad gave her a sum of money and told her to leave and stay far away. But she wanted to give birth to Su Qing to force him to acknowledge her. This is shameless on both a moral and legal level. Plus, Su Qing's mom never took her to my door to beg for handouts when she was growing up. So I really hate her. When Su Qing and Qin Shuhong got together, Qin Shuhong and I weren't married or even dating. Later, the Qin family didn't acknowledge Su Qing, and Su Qing herself wanted to go out and try her luck. My dad thought Qin Shuhong was a good person. Qin Shuhong thought I could take care of the children. And so Qin Shuhong and I got married. The triplets aren't the product of destroying my marriage, and I don't love Qin Shuhong, so naturally I don't have much feeling for them. But I can't tell my mom this. It would be a betrayal to her. Mom, don't worry. I will definitely get a good handle on the Qin family. My mom finally felt relieved. It was just in time for dinner, so she told us to eat. The triplets had already made my dad smile from ear to ear, and they were sitting properly at the dining table. Some people may be late, but they will definitely not be absent, such as Su Qing's mother, Wang Monli. When Wang Monli arrived, she was stopped by the nanny, and then she started crying and shouting outside. The villas around us are all owned by prominent figures, so my parents finally let her in. After Wang Monli came in, she excitedly pulled at the triplets and cried, "De Bao, your stepmother is so bad. She won't even let me see you." The triplets looked at me, and I looked at them with a smile that wasn't a smile, and snapped a chopstick in half. The triplets shuddered, and Sanbao immediately pushed Wang Monli away. "Grandma, Sanbao, you've mistaken me for someone else." Saying that, Sanbao pouted unhappily. Ever since I reminded them last time that their father couldn't tell them apart, they've been particularly concerned about it. Besides, I ignore them at home and don't bully them. Wang Monli uses the excuse of doing what's best for them, but she can't tell them apart. So the triplets are naturally uncomfortable. After being pushed away, Wang Monli was stunned for a moment, then started to cry. "Grandma hasn't seen you for too long. That's why she can't tell you apart." I sneered. After not seeing them for so long, she suddenly wants to see them today. Wang Monli immediately changed her tune and scolded, "If you weren't afraid I'd take them away, how could I not see them? Aren't you ashamed of stealing your sister's husband?" This is Wang Manli's proudest accomplishment. She tried to steal my mother's husband, but failed to succeed. Now the tables have turned, and am picking up a man her daughter doesn't want. Who said I stole your daughter's husband? They didn't have a wedding or get a marriage certificate. Your daughter, at best, is just like you, a mistress. Besides, if you're so afraid that I'll mistreat these three little brats and prevent them from seeing you, why don't you just take them away? I never said I wouldn't let you." As soon as I said this, Wang Monli stopped talking. She's not stupid. The three children can give her money from time to time while they're in the Qin family. If she takes the triplets back, she'll have to support them. And I looked so unconcerned that she didn't dare to gamble. Qin Shuhong wanted to say something, but seeing that I was holding a fork the whole time, he didn't dare to speak at this moment. "If you're not going to take them, what are you doing here acting like a big shot? Butler, throw her out. If she talks nonsense outside, sue her for trespassing." Wang Monli was eventually dragged away by the butler, shouting for the triplets to save her as she left. I observed the triplets' expressions. Good. As expected of selfish people, each one of them sat still. After finishing this meal, I actually wanted to stay at home for a bit, but thinking about the Qin family's property, I still went back with Qin Shuhong. The Chin family would fall apart sooner or later without me. After returning, the triplets quickly ran upstairs to take a bath and go to sleep. Chin Shu Hong stopped me. Sue Bauer. The children spent several years with their biological mother and grandmother. They must have feelings for them. So what? I retorted. You want me to get along with them harmoniously, so you can fulfill your dream of having 3 wives and 4 concubines. Chin Shu Hong was speechless after my one sentence. Let me put it this way. I don't have any ill will towards the 3 children, because they're still young and haven't established their values yet. But I also don't have any goodwill towards them. In my mind, being born out of wedlock is a sin. There's no such thing as innocent or not. You brought this original sin to them. Can't you just treat them as your own children and teach them well? Sure, since you refuse to divorce me anyway. You can wait for me to have 3 kids with another man. Then we can all live happily together as one big family. Chin Shu Hong was completely speechless. He did try to come into my room that night, but I locked the door. Chin Shu Hong was acting like he had lost his mind. Maybe he realized how terrifying my fighting skills were because he actually wanted to try and make our marriage work. The funny thing is, he was still using the same old methods to woo me. Today he would send me a bouquet of flowers. Tomorrow he would take me out for a candlelit dinner. I didn't even have to lift a finger. The triplets would ruin it all. I told them that if I fell in love with their dad and had my own child, their dad would definitely love my child. The triplets have lost their biological mother, so they can only cling tightly to their dad. When the eldest one said he was afraid of the dark again and wanted Chin Shu Hong to sleep with them, Chin Shu Hong finally lost it. Look at how old you guys are now. Every time I try to spend some time alone with your mom, you guys jump out. Do you want me to actually beat you up? The triplets were trembling with fear. Chin Shu Hong actually rolled up his sleeves and looked like he was going to hit them. You can't hit children, I said disapprovingly. The triplets' hopes were rekindled, and they looked at me with much gentler eyes. Chin Shu Hong thought my maternal instincts were kicking in and was secretly pleased that the kids were actually useful. Just then, I took out a discipline ruler and shoved it into Chin Shu Hong's hand. Use this to hit them. It hurts more. Chin Shu Hong angrily threw the ruler on the ground and said, enraged, Sue Bauer, do you have no heart? You're actually egging me on to hit the kids. Doesn't your conscience hurt? The triplets looked at me like I was a monster and huddled together in fear. I looked at the ruler on the ground and gave Chin Shu Hong a cold glance. Who taught you to throw things around? Pick it up. Chin Shu Hong was initially unwilling to pick it up, but after seeing me loosen my wrists, he immediately picked it up. Bauer, I just remembered I have some urgent business at the company. I'm going to work overtime and won't be back for dinner tonight. After putting the ruler in my hand, he slipped away as quickly as possible. Chen's mother, carrying dishes she had prepared, came out just in time to see Chin Shu Hong leaving. Why did he leave? He just said he wanted to eat my cooking. I gave the triplets a knowing smile and walked upstairs. Probably there's a beauty at the company, and he's in a hurry to find her. Those 3 little brats. That's all they're good for. Chin Shu Hong lost his confidence again and went off to make money. Not even 2 days later, he came looking for me again. This time, he wanted me to take the triplets to school. Hearing what he said, I couldn't help but ask, are you out of your mind? Or did I hear wrong? You want me to take those 3 kids to school? You're not mistaken, are you? Chin Shu Hong said guiltily. It's just that the driver at home took leave, and I thought of asking you to help. Oh, the driver at home took leave. Is that the only driver you have? Chin Shu Hong weakly added. One driver took leave for his child's wedding banquet, and the remaining one also took leave to attend the feast. Seeing my reluctance, Chin Shu Hong very sensibly handed me a card. I raised an eyebrow and said, how much am I allowed to spend? Of course. You can spend as much as you want. Am I such a stingy person? And just like that, the matter of taking the triplets to school was happily decided. The next morning, when the triplets saw that it was me taking them to school, their faces changed. Good morning. I'm taking you to school today. I hope you guys can behave yourselves. As I said that, I glanced at the plate and tapped it lightly twice, shattering it into pieces. The triplets looked at each other, and finally got into the car with an air of heroic sacrifice. This time, I didn't drive at full speed like last time, but steadily took them to school. After dropping them off at kindergarten, I watched them walk to the kindergarten entrance and thought my mission was complete, planning to leave. But before I left, I saw them being surrounded by other kids. How could this be? I was paid to ensure their safety and take them there. They haven't even entered the kindergarten and they're already being bullied at the gate. Do I have no face? Getting out of the car, I heard the other kids mocking the triplets. Didn't we say this school doesn't welcome you? How dare you come to school? Yeah, your mom doesn't even want you anymore. How dare you come to school? You're wild children. Grandma and Grandpa told us not to play with you. What I hate the most is the malice between peers. Sometimes the malice of children is even worse than adults. Maybe some people think these things don't mean much, but I get angry when I think about my childhood. Back then, the fact that my dad had an illegitimate daughter caused a big stir. My mom was very sad and neglected me a bit. I was very afraid of being abandoned at the time. I looked for my friends to play with, but they all laughed at me. Now that I see a similar scene, how can I not be angry? I looked up and saw that their commotion had already alerted the kindergarten principal. I walked over and grabbed the kid who was making the most trouble. Who are your parents? How did they raise you? Aren't you ashamed of bullying other children like this? The kid started crying after I grabbed him. You dare to grab me? You stinky woman. I'm going to let my dad beat you to death. Wow. I've only ever bullied others in my life. It's really the first time I've been cursed at like this. The kindergarten principal saw me grabbing the child and quickly apologized. This parent, please let the child go. Let's talk it over. If you keep holding the child, we'll have to call the police. I laughed when I heard this. They immediately targeted me. Do I look like I'm easy to bully? Go ahead. Call the police. They'll call the media too. I want to see you guys encouraging this kind of school bullying. The principal's face changed, and she quickly said, how can this be called bullying? It's just kids being kids. Oh, they'll say to you all day, your mom doesn't want you anymore. Your mom is dead. Would that be considered kids being kids? Just then, a child suddenly interjected. Chindabeo's mom and them don't want them anymore. Grandpa and Grandma said it's because they don't listen. So their mom doesn't want them. We don't want to play with them. This sentence completely enraged the triplets, who have recently been picking up my temper. The triplets got into a fight with this group of kids. Seeing this, I let go of the little boy I was holding. No one expected that the end result was that all the children's parents were called in. When that group of parents arrived, they saw their children being beaten, and they all started yelling louder than the last. The triplets realized at this point that they seemed to have done something wrong. They wanted to shrink behind me, but they didn't dare. So the three of them just held each other's hands tightly. Seeing this, I sighed. After all, children's hearts are still fragile. Just as one of the parents was rambling on about calling the police, I stood up. You're Mrs. Wong, right? Fine. You can call the police. And I'll call the media too. Your son bullies classmates at school. Will your company's stock still be okay? Mrs. Wong's face stiffened as she recognized me. Even if my son said a few things, your kids can't beat my child like this. Besides, their real mom isn't around. What's the use of you being so good to them? They still won't acknowledge you when they grow up. Yes. In the dream. The triplets did indeed not acknowledge me later. They only acknowledged their biological mother. I once thought that dream was a true reflection of my future life. Like a rebirth in a novel. As if I had obtained some kind of opportunity. But thinking about it carefully, that dream is different from what's happening in reality. At least, I would never cook for the triplets every day to please them. I won't silently endure being bullied by their family again. With all my strength, I won't let anyone bully me. I won't love Qin Shi Huang to the point of losing myself. So, dreams are just dreams. I won't cower because of what happened in the dream. I, Sue Bauer, will always be confident and dare to face anything. Their household registration is under my name. In legal terms, they are my sons. So I have an obligation to protect them. Actually, that's a lie. I wouldn't be so stupid as to protect them. It's all for that card. I will cover the medical expenses for them hitting the other children. But these children must apologize to DeBeo and the others. The parents looked at each other, and none of them wanted to apologize. In the end, I unleashed my trump card. As you all know, my cousin's entertainment company is also one of the best in Nanjing. They were afraid that I would expose these things. After all, in their eyes, the triplets are not my children. So what if I expose it? I won't suffer any loss. Their children are all biological, and they can't let me ruin them like this. In the end, they apologized obediently. At the moment they apologized, I could feel the triplets' eyes getting a little wet. Then I discovered that their gazes towards me even contained a bit of affection. An alarm bell rang in my heart. This won't do. If they really treat me like their biological mother, I'll have to take care of them for the rest of my life. I couldn't teach the class today, so I simply took them to KFC. The triplets cheered with surprise. In the past, Su Qing would leave them to the servants to take care of. But later, Mother Chen liked to cook at home. They rarely had the chance to eat this kind of food. Children always like to eat this kind of thing. And adults like me also like to eat it. After ordering, I realized that my phone was dead and I had left it in the car. Do any of you three have any money? The triplets were dumbfounded. The store clerk's gaze towards me also started to change. In the end, the eldest took out his little genius watch to pay the bill. I stubbornly said, I helped you today, so you should get revenge for me. Consider this meal your reward to me. While eating, the eldest suddenly asked me, can we call you Mom in the future? My head hurt. As expected, these three kids had this idea in mind. No. I don't like you. The triplets shook their heads and grabbed my sleeve. You protected us today. Only mothers protect their children. I refused their request again. No. I really don't like you. Aren't you curious why I helped you? It's because I also encountered such a thing when I was a child. And the reason I encountered this kind of thing was because of your mother. Your grandmother seduced my father and gave birth to your mother. My childhood was mocked by my friends. All because of your mother. So I really don't like you. It's good for everyone to get along peacefully like this. The triplets lowered their heads in disappointment, unable to understand why this was the case. When I got back, I saw Jiang Wenwen and Qin Shi Huang at home. Qin Shi Huang was sitting on the sofa, explaining some work matters to Jiang Wenwen. Jiang Wenwen gave me a provocative smile when she saw me, and then greeted the triplets with a smile. De Bao, Bao, San Bao. Auntie Jiang is here to see you. She wanted to use this to show her closeness to the triplets and make me angry, whether it was bullying her in person or abusing the triplets behind my back. It would benefit her, who knew that the triplets were preoccupied today and completely ignored her. Jiang Wenwen's expression froze, and she looked at Qin Shi Huang for help. In front of outsiders, Qin Shi Huang valued his reputation a lot. De Bao, as the older brother, why don't you greet your aunt? The younger brothers have been spoiled by you. After my heart-to-heart talk with Debeo today, he's picked up some of my flair. I was only born a few minutes earlier than my brothers. Why do I lead them astray? It's clearly you, Dad. Who's corrupting us? Qin Shuhong didn't expect Debeo to retort like that. He was about to scold Debeo but was cut off by Erbeo's outburst. Dad, you're not virtuous at all. You're already married to Aunt Bao. But you're still so close to other women. You were just staring at that woman's body. Qin Shuhong saw the ambiguous smile on my face and was so scared he wanted to cover Erbeo's mouth. Don't talk nonsense. When did I ever look? He's just a child. How could he lie? This sentence was what Qin Shuhong said when the triplets in my dream accused me of abusing them. And I said they were lying. Now, I'm returning the exact same words to him. Qin Zuhang's face was unsightly. Jiang Wenwen still wanted to complain to him. But Qin Shuhong waved her away. Bauer. You have to believe me. How could I possibly look at other women? Exactly. Bao. How can you say that? Your mother told me to take good care of you before she left. Bao pushed her hard, almost making her fall. I don't want you, bad woman. In the end, Jiang Wenwen left crying, and Qin Shuhong, watching my expression, didn't dare to chase after her at all. I smiled and kicked the newly replaced table, sneering. I hate men cheating the most. Having illegitimate children before marriage. They'll just pretend they were born with your ex-wife. But if you dare to have any improper relationships after we're married, they'll castrate you. Qin Shuhong flinched subconsciously, not daring to look at me. Of course, if you're willing to divorce me, you can have whatever relationships you want. I won't restrict you. Qin Shuhong flew into a rage when he heard this. Su Bauer, what are you thinking? I will never divorce you. If you don't want a divorce, then don't. What's the point of yelling so loud? They'll see how long you can endure. What happened at the kindergarten still got back to Qin Shuhong. What disgusted me was that Qin Shuhong didn't even comfort the triplets. He actually scolded them. You three are really something. Causing trouble for me at school for no reason. Do you know how long I've been busy with this collaboration these past few days? These past few days, the triplets have been trying to please me, even bringing me snacks every day. We've developed a revolutionary friendship. How can I just watch them get scolded? Besides, the triplets didn't do anything wrong in this matter. Why should they be scolded? When Qin Shuhong scolded the three children, he asked them why they were fighting, and whether they knew how much damage this would cause to his business. Okay. I admit that I really don't have the talent to be a businessman. Businessmen will always weigh the pros and cons. I will never learn that. I only know that if someone does something wrong, they must be brought to justice. Although these three little devils aren't my children and aren't very nice to me, they are still children after all. Shouldn't Qin Shuhong have found out what happened before making a decision? I know about this collaboration. Qin Shuhong has been busy with it for a long time and put in a lot of effort. But even if this collaboration doesn't succeed, he won't lose much money. He's already a president with tens of billions. Even if he takes another step forward, it's impossible for him to become a president with hundreds of billions in one step. In that case, why bully the children so much because of a collaboration? The triplets were trained until their eyes were full of tears. But even so, they didn't run away. Just as Qin Shuhong was about to hit the children with the belt, I kicked him away. All you know is to worry about your money. Do you know why they were hitting people? Qin Shuhong was kicked by me and dared not to speak out in anger. Saying that, I pulled Debeo in front of him and said angrily, "Sing to your father the songs that the children in kindergarten sang to you." Debeo didn't expect me to do this, but seeing my affirmative look, he still sang the song. Little cabbage, yellow in the field, 2 or 3 years old, lost her mother. The triplets sang with great emotion, and they started crying as they sang. Qin Shuhong heard the song and completely lost his anger. Is this how you are usually bullied by the children in kindergarten? Why didn't you come back and tell me? We wanted to tell you at first. But you told us to have a good relationship with them and not to have conflicts with other children. De Bao choked. You also told us to let other children have their way. They will bring business to our company. Bao added. The 3 children were crying very pitifully. And I was looking at him coldly. Qin Shuhong finally hugged the 3 children and apologized to them. I'm sorry. It's my problem with educating you. If other children bully you in the future, you must tell Dad in time. Qin Shuhong sincerely wanted to save the relationship. After saying these words, he waited for the triplets to admire him. Who knew that the triplets just glanced at him with disdain and turned to thank me. Aunt Bao. Thanks to you. Otherwise we would have been bullied by them. Aunt Bao. You are a hero. You dare to face all injustices. Aunt Bao. Can you pick us up from school next time? The triplets spoke one after another, and Qin Shuhong's face became more and more ugly. I understand that he feels very uncomfortable. At this rate, these children will soon be born for me. But he couldn't say anything. After all, I was the one who protected the triplets first. He is full of love and guilt towards the triplets. Full of love. So in the plot, he is willing to marry me back and let me take care of the triplets. Because of guilt. He cares very much about the triplets' thoughts. After the triplets went upstairs to sleep, Qin Shuhong wanted to say something to me. He invited me to the study, but couldn't say a word after hesitating for a long time. Just as he was finally about to say it, I spoke up. Let's just sign that divorce agreement. Qin Shuhong wanted to argue, but I cut him off. I'm doing this all for the good of your sons. Why won't you believe me? That one sentence grabbed Qin Shuhong's weakness tightly. Although he had all the faults a domineering CEO should have, he also had one good quality. He loved his family. In my dream, the plot was that the triplets didn't like me and were always making things difficult for me. That's why Qin Shuhong never liked me. No matter how well I did. He's a very responsible father. So when I bring this up, he'll definitely listen to what I have to say. He looked at me suspiciously and asked, what does this have to do with the triplets? The past is the past. They like you a lot now. That's because I helped them. So they like me. But I think children will always love their own biological mother the most. Su Qing just went out to make a name for herself. When she's successful, she'll come back to find you. Wouldn't it be awkward for you if I was stuck in the middle? Qin Shuhong is a man of high moral standards. He feels that if he marries me, he should be responsible for me. Otherwise, he wouldn't have given me most of his family property to divorce me after Su Qing came back. When I mentioned this, he hesitated as expected. Since Su Qing left, Qin Shuhong hasn't deliberately investigated her news to avoid missing her. But he knew the reason Su Qing left was because his parents always looked down on her, which is why she wanted to venture out. Su Qing had been an illegitimate child for more than 10 years. And she finally met a lover in Qin Shuhong. So naturally, she had high expectations for him. Qin Shuhong's parents treated Su Qing like that, and she couldn't take it anymore. So she left. I pressed him while the iron was hot. You know, I've never loved you. The marriage between our families was just for cooperation and stock prices. The reason the lawyer advised you not to divorce before was also for the sake of the stock price. But I guarantee you now, well, just sign the divorce agreement first. And continue to live together as normal. When Su Qing comes back, I'll leave immediately. Qin Shuhong was a little tempted, but his morals wouldn't allow him to do that. He felt that doing so would be unfair to me. No, Su Bauer, this is too unfair to you. I can't do that, this hesitant man. No wonder he can't become a billionaire. I cursed inwardly a few times, but still coaxed him. No, I think it's great. I can pursue my own happiness too. Anyway, you don't love me. Do you have the heart to just keep me by your side like this? A look of reluctance flashed in Chen Zuhang's eyes. After half an hour of persuasion, he finally agreed. I breathed a sigh of relief and quickly called the lawyer to revise the divorce agreement properly. I was so afraid he'd hesitate after drafting it. I immediately had him sign the contract. After getting the divorce agreement, I felt a huge weight lifted. Finally, I didn't have to worry about him sneaking into my room in the middle of the night anymore. To my surprise, Chen Shuhong regretted it a few days later. Because of the triplets, they were obviously very attached to me. I have to say, Chen Shuhong is the most troublesome person I've ever met. He felt that his mom's education couldn't persuade me to remarry him. So he decided to bring his dad in to reform me. Looking at the old man with the glaring eyes and puffed-out beard in the living room, I realized I had been too gentle before. I should have knocked Chen Shuhong into submission once and for all, so he wouldn't keep calling for reinforcements. When Grandpa Chen saw me, it was as if he was looking at trash. Disgraceful. Already married and still dressing so revealingly. I looked down at my clothes. It was just a waist-bearing top. You Qing dynasty people are really hard to kill. You still have these kinds of ideas even now. Grandpa Chen seemed to think I had touched a nerve. He pointed at me with his cane and said, "Oh, Chen Shuhong, look at the woman you married. Divorce her immediately. I heard she doesn't even cook for my precious grandchildren at home." Chen Shuhong looked at my face and wanted to pull Grandpa Chen away. He thought his dad was skilled at controlling women and could pass on some experience. But he didn't expect his dad to be so unreliable. I shattered a table with one palm, scaring everyone present into silence. Precious grandchildren, they're your grandsons, not mine. I've never even cooked in the Su family, and you expect me to serve your family. What makes you think you deserve that? Also, as for what you said about divorce, the word divorce doesn't exist in my dictionary, only widowhood. As I said that, I looked at Chen Shuhong, my gaze sweeping across his neck. Chen Shuhong fell to the ground in fright. I glared at him and went back to my room, getting angrier the more I thought about it. That old geezer. I'm so gentle and kind, and he dares to say that about me. The next day, I took Chen's mother out to find her a man. Of course, I couldn't take Chen's mother out under that pretense. I just said I was taking her to meet up with my mom. When we arrived, my mom was surrounded by several young, handsome men. Ever since my dad had an affair and an illegitimate daughter when he was young, my mom had given up on him. My mom is a woman with a strong character. When she was young, she fell in love with my dad and broke off ties with my maternal grandparents to marry him. Later, my dad had an affair. Whether he was drugged or did it willingly, it was all the same to my mom. She was too proud to contact her parents or get a divorce. In her words, my dad is just a cash machine. Getting a divorce would be a huge loss. But she then kept hiring young, handsome men every time Su Qing appeared at my house. My mom would take the young, handsome men and me shopping. On the day my dad paid Su Qing alimony every month, she would take me and her new boyfriend shopping. When Mrs. Chen saw my mom, they had a basis of friendship as longtime besties, so the two of them chatted quite well. But when my mom brought in a young, handsome man for Mrs. Chen, she subconsciously waved her hand. "Why are you leaving? Look at you, spending all day at home serving that difficult old man of yours. You don't have the appearance of a woman anymore. Look at the clothes you're wearing. Even my mom wouldn't wear something so flashy at her age." Mrs. Chen subconsciously grabbed the corner of her clothes, taking this opportunity. My mom shared a lot of her life philosophy with her. Mrs. Chen listened, stunned, and didn't even react until she went home. After going back, Mr. Chen started thinking of ways to boss Mrs. Chen around. I've already planted a seed. Let Mr. Chen water it and watch it bloom. The triplets have become more and more clingy to me lately, wishing they could stay by my side all day long. I don't try to persuade them to leave. Anyway, someone is giving me shoulder and back massages. What's not to like? As for how Chen Shuhong feels, I'd say, what's that? I don't care at all. I think my days can be peaceful for a while. It's all my fault for not looking closely when I signed the contract back then. I thought that contract was completely in my favor. Who would have thought there would be a clause in it that I had to visit Chen Shuhong at his company once a week? In the spirit of the contract, I went to visit Chen Shuhong at the company. When I got to the office, I found Jiang Wenwen coming out of Chen Zuhang's office. Her clothes disheveled. When Jiang Wenwen saw me, she deliberately gave me a provocative look. President Chen is tired. He probably won't see you. Ugly people tend to be extra annoying. I'm too gentle. I should have slapped her hard. That's what I thought. And naturally, that's what I did. After slapping her, I felt refreshed and breathed a sigh of relief. Jiang Wenwen looked at me in disbelief and said angrily, "How could you hit someone? If you hadn't provoked me first, how could I have hit you? What? Are you planning to complain to Chen Shuhong?" In the end, Jiang Wenwen didn't dare to make a big deal out of it and scurried away. I dared to do this, naturally, for a reason. Ever since I saw the unfair clauses against me, I called the lawyer to question him. The lawyer, under pressure, told me all the clauses in the contract that were unfair to Chen Shuhong. One of them was that Chen Shuhong could not have any relationship with other women before our divorce was made public. If he had a relationship with other women, he would be in breach of contract and would have to leave with nothing. Chen Shuhong loves money so much. How could he risk that? After entering the office, Chen Shuhong sat upright at his desk handling affairs. When he saw me, he subconsciously shrank back. "Bao Bao, why are you here?" I sat on the sofa, planning to sit for a full hour, lest outsiders think we were not getting along. "The agreement says I have to come see you once a week." Chen Shuhong then remembered this and continued to deal with his matters. Before long, Jiang Wenwen came in with a face full of joy. The slap marks on her face hadn't even subsided, and she didn't seem to be coming to complain. "Why are you so happy?" Chen Shuhong couldn't help but ask. "Ching Ching contacted me and said she'll be back in a while." That's not how it was in my dream. In my dream, I cultivated the triplets into child prodigies, and Su Qing only came back to reap my rewards. How could she be coming back so soon? Jiang Wenwen glanced at me triumphantly. But I ignored her. Chen Shuhong didn't react much on the surface when he heard this news, but I saw him repeatedly looking at a document 3 times. I didn't know what to feel. The female lead is the female lead. No matter how much I do in a dream, it's useless. Besides, I haven't done anything yet. After about the right time, I went back. When I got home, old Master Chen was ordering Chen's mother around. Even though the nanny was right there, he insisted that Chen's mother pour him water. And Chen's mother was even more diligent than before. They're an old couple, one willing to hit, the other willing to be hit. What do I care? But just as I was about to go upstairs, Chen's mother stopped me. "Bauer, go out with Mom to buy something." I didn't want to go at first, but Chen's mother had never asked me to go with her before. It was sudden. I thought about it and went along anyway. Maybe she had something important to say. Unexpectedly, after getting in the car, Chen's mother didn't go to the supermarket at all, but to a park. Before getting out of the car, Chen's mother gave me a card. A little embarrassed. "Bauer, Mom's going to go have some fun for a while. You go walk around and swipe this card for whatever you want." Only a fool would refuse free money. So I immediately smiled. But as soon as Chen's mother got out, A middle-aged man came to pick her up. I was dumbfounded. Was Chen's mother having an affair? Was my vicious father-in-law being cuckolded? The more I thought about it, the more exciting it became. This man was much better looking than my father-in-law. Chen's mother and the man walked together to the square, where everyone was paired up as dance partners for square dancing. Chen's mother and this man were actually the best dancers there. Exciting. I hadn't seen anything this exciting in a long time. So much so that I didn't even want to go shopping in the end. I just wanted to watch them dance. Chen's mother danced for 2 hours, and was still reluctant to leave when she got in the car. Mom, if you can't bear to leave, just come again tomorrow, Chen's mother said a little embarrassedly. Wouldn't that be bad? Wang Dage and I are just dance partners. His hand was already around her waist, and so tight. How could it be? It's a good thing to have a hobby. As if she had found someone who supported her, Chen's mother began to complain to me about old Master Chen. I was really blind before. To have been constantly being gaslighted by your father-in-law. I'm so excellent, but in his mouth, I'm worthless. I get angry just thinking about it. Indeed, Chen's mother's family is quite wealthy, so naturally they would raise their daughter well. I don't know how old Master Chen managed to turn a good person's thinking into that. After going back, old Master Chen had Chen's mother doing this and that for him again. Chen's mother was much more attentive than before. Turns out, guilty men and women are all the same. Chen's mother increasingly likes to take me to the square and even educate me. Don't worry. If that Su Qing comes back, I will definitely not acknowledge her. If you don't like Su Hang, just find another one. Mom will keep it a secret for you. Men are so charming that they can turn a loyal fan of the mother's way into this. After comforting me, Chen's mother went to square dance with the men again. My lips twitched. It was just as I thought. Actually, everything has been pretty good lately. The triplets bring me a lot of snacks from their kindergarten, many of which are not sold outside. When they come back, they massage my legs, shoulders, and back. I have no intention of exploiting child labor at all. I did so much in my dream. What's wrong with them being filial to me now? Chen Shuhong tried to persuade me several times, but the triplets pushed him back. We like Aunt Bao. Dad, you hurry up and make money, or I won't have money to buy snacks for Aunt Bao. A truly filial son. Absolutely a truly filial son. However, Chen Shuhong is much better than his father wearing a green hat. Indeed, there is comfort only with comparison. I thought Su Qing would come back soon, but she didn't return for 5 whole years. She is heartless enough. No wonder she is the main character. And I can only be the vicious female supporting role. I have no ambition. I deserve not to be the main character. After Su Qing came back, she sent invitations to the Chen family, but not to me. When Chen's mother saw the invitation, she didn't even bother with her twilight romance and ran to me with the invitation. Bauer. I knew it. That girl has no good intentions. What can we do? Chen's mother doesn't know that I divorced Chen Shuhong long ago. I'm just waiting for Su Qing to come back and make room for her. Seeing that I wasn't anxious at all, Chen's mother began to comfort me instead. Bauer, don't worry. Mom only acknowledges you as my daughter-in-law. I don't want to stay in this family anymore. I've long been unable to stand that old man. If Chen Shuhong dares to divorce you, they'll go with you. Chen's mother was sincere in saying this. In recent years, my relationship with her has been genuinely good. The specific method of maintaining the relationship is that she can't drive, so I drive her to see her old baby. I really didn't expect her to say she wanted to go with me now. I did so much in my dream. Su Qing came back, and she still accepted Su Qing. I didn't expect that now that I haven't done anything. She is willing to stand by my side. After comforting me for a while, Chen's mother left the invitation for me. devourer. I'm not going to see her then. If you want to tear her apart, I'll go with you. Do I look that vicious? Okay. I am indeed vicious. Su Qing's name is a symbol of my viciousness. We are both daughters of the Su family, but I am a treasure. And Su Qing only has a light character. Su Qing cried a lot because of this name when she was little, and now her man has also been snatched by me. I went back to my room to pack my things. After all these years, I've bought a lot of jewelry, and according to the law, it's all mine. As I was packing, the triplets came back. The triplets are already in the 3rd grade and much taller than before. I didn't deliberately cultivate them. I just praised whoever did well on the tests. Who knew these 3 children would treat it as if they had received some great honor? Each striving harder than the last. Now, they've taken over the top 3 spots in the whole school. They're used to my miserly ways and eagerly offered me their snacks. Auntie Bao, we have a parent-teacher conference tomorrow. Can you wear your prettiest dress and come for us? Su Qing is coming back soon. I feel like I'm stealing someone else's sons if I go. Let your dad go. I have something to do tomorrow. The triplets immediately started massaging my shoulders and begged. Auntie Bao, please go. Dad's useless. He's not as pretty as you. If you stand there, so many kids will envy us. No one can resist this kind of manipulation, especially someone like me who hasn't experienced many setbacks or received much praise growing up. In the end, I half-heartedly agreed to go to the parent-teacher conference for the triplets tomorrow. After all, there's nothing to be scolded for at the triplets' parent-teacher conference. It's all praise, to be honest. I feel a little smug every time I see the envious looks from the surrounding parents. I didn't expect Qin Shuhong to want to go to the parent-teacher conference after hearing about it. Even more outrageous, we ran into Su Qing at the parent-teacher conference. The moment I saw Su Qing, I glared at Qin Shuhong fiercely. What a messed-up world. The attraction between the male and female leads is so strong. Are we supporting characters destined to be played like monkeys? Su Qing came to the parent-teacher conference for a client's child. However, she clearly had ulterior motives. As soon as she came in, she sat next to Qin Shuhong. Qin Shuhong was so scared his hands were shaking. I've been just as intimidating these past few years. Basically, whenever something unpleasant happens at home, I slam the table. We've already broken over a dozen tables at home. I glanced at him, the spineless thing. I'm not the kind of person to throw a tantrum in public. Besides, we've already signed the divorce agreement. I was prepared for him to be with Su Qing anyway. I'm not angry at all. Qin Shuhong was even more afraid when he saw that I wasn't angry and was chatting and laughing with the triplets. Su Qing tried to talk to him several times, but he didn't dare answer. In the end, he even took the initiative to switch places with the youngest triplet. At first, Su Qing was a little disappointed when she saw Qin Shuhong change seats, but she was overjoyed when she saw the triplets. I sneered inwardly. Su Qing thinks she can win these 3 kids over so easily. These 3 kids have super high EQ and are extremely suspicious. Su Qing just returned to the country. She probably can't even tell the 3 kids apart. Especially the youngest, who likes to eat fried chicken and cola, is actually the tallest of the triplets. Su Qing subconsciously felt that he was Da Bao. Da Bao, do you remember me? I'm your mommy. San Bao frowned and said loudly, don't talk nonsense. I have a mommy. Besides, I'm not the eldest brother. I'm San Bao. You don't even know who I am. Yet you say you're my mommy. I think you're a liar. A finishing move. Absolutely heart-wrenching. Look at how Su Qing is about to cry. I almost feel sorry for her. A good son doesn't recognize his own mother. Who wouldn't be sad? Oh well, maybe what you can't get is always the best. In my dream, I treated the triplets so well. They couldn't wait for me to leave immediately. Now they can't live without me at all. Seeing that more and more people were gathering around, Qin Shi Huang couldn't take it anymore. Qin Shi Huang cleared his throat. San Bao, be polite. San Bao curled his lips and turned his head away. In the end, Su Qing remembered that she was here on behalf of a client, so she didn't pester him any further. After going back, the triplets each gave me snacks. Aunt Bao, you eat this. It's delicious. Aunt Bao, you try mine. Mine is even more delicious. I specially saved it for you. My heart softened. These 3 children are really touching. If I didn't remember the scenes in the dream, I would have softened. That won't do. Feeling sorry for a man means bad luck for life. Let alone 3 of them. After dinner, Grandpa Chen still ordered Chen's mother to do chores. I don't know if it's because she feels guilty, but Chen's mother has been even more cautious in recent years than before. I originally wanted to talk to Qin Shi Huang about Su Qing's appearance, but unexpectedly, Qin Shi Huang didn't give me the opportunity at all. He slipped away after dinner. I really have to laugh. Does he think he's the only one who can run? Can't I chase him? I thought about it and followed him anyway. Unexpectedly, my timing was bad. The young lady at the front desk just happened to be on good terms with me. Usually, I go straight to the office, but today she actually stopped me. I noticed something was wrong when she stepped forward to stop me. What? You're so flustered. Is your boss hiding someone? The flustered expression of the front desk explained everything. It seems I don't even need to go upstairs. I can just wait down here. I sat for half an hour and saw Su Qing running down crying. What did Qin Shi Huang say? Why is Su Qing so sad? Logically speaking, Qin Shi Huang and I are already divorced. Su Qing should be happy about this. The male and female leads are just crazy. No wonder I'm just a villainous supporting character. After Su Qing left, I went to Qin Zuhang's office. The man was sitting at the desk looking at documents, but in reality, he had been on the same page for a long time. Why did you make her leave in tears? After seeing me, Qin Zuhang's expression immediately softened. What are you doing here? Su Qing is back, and our collaboration is almost over. They'll be packing my things and going home tomorrow. Don't worry. If there's anything you need me to help you with in the future, they'll definitely come over to assist you. Who knew that Qin Zuhang's expression would worsen upon hearing this? Who told you that you were leaving? Our divorce agreement stated that you would cooperate with me in playing the role of Mrs. Chen. I couldn't have any mistresses outside, nor could I touch you. And it said that the end date was up to me. And I haven't said you could leave yet. I just had a dream and didn't know the specific day Su Qing would return. So the contract stated that the end date would be determined by Qin Shi Huang. I never imagined that Su Qing would be back. And he still wouldn't end the contract. What I didn't expect the most was that Qin Shi Huang proposed to me. On the day of the proposal, he decorated the scene very lively. Have you ever seen a proposal where half the city is covered in roses? The plot I saw in the novel actually happened in reality. At that time, I only had one thought in my mind. I've broken up the official couple of the male and female leads. What should I do? Then he told the Chen family about our fake divorce and proposed to me again with all his property. Honestly, Qin Zuhang's property is indeed quite a bit, and I was really tempted. In the end, I still refused. Some property is enough. Too much is useless to me. Instead, the triplets hugged me, refusing to let me leave, saying they wanted to go with me. Aunt Bao, we don't want you to leave. Aunt Bao, they'll give you all my snacks, and I won't hide snacks anymore. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry and finally promised them that I would come to see them often. And only then did they reluctantly let go of my hand. I heard that Su Qing later went to see the triplets. But the triplets refused to acknowledge her no matter what. Su Qing scolded the triplets for being heartless. But the triplets retorted, Where was their mother when they were little? Later, Su Qing went to see Chen Shuhong again, but Chen Shuhong said he had no plans to remarry. Of course. He had no plans to remarry. After all, his family had already been tamed by me. In middle age, I no longer yearn for love that much. Chen Shuhong just wants to make money and raise his children now. On the other hand, Mother Chen, who has been enjoying square dancing these years, was finally discovered by Grandpa Chen. When 7th Grandpa Chen questioned her, she angered Grandpa Chen to the point of a stroke with one sentence. He's not some old geezer. He's a handsome middle-aged uncle. After Grandpa Chen had a stroke, Mother Chen filed for divorce. Chen Shuhong wanted to ask me to go back and persuade Mother Chen, but I refused. I heard that Mother Chen finally divorced successfully, and I'm really happy for her. Later, I traveled to many countries alone, and I never got married again. I really like my current life, and am never a supporting role in someone else's life.